Hey, time for your nice math industry, and we are gonna learn even more about probability. So, in the past, we have been learning the probability of a penny, which has two options or two outcomes. A die, or dice, if you have 6 outcomes. Spell cards, they tell you what to do in the description. And whatever this thingy is. Wait, what is this? Hey, look, it's a dreidel. And that's what we're gonna talk about in today's video. Since a dreidel has 4 options, there are 4 possible outcomes. There is none, shin, hey, and gimel. And that is what we're gonna talk about, is when you play the game dreidel, it's not really fair. So, if you ever played dreidel during the Hanukkah season, the 8 days, or if you ever played it for fun, then you realize that something seems to be a little bit off. But before we start explaining, we actually have to know what these 4 symbols mean and what the gameplay is. So, there are 3 things in a game. There are things that you can use as points, like pennies, coins, beans, Cheerios, whatever it is, but it's called gelt in the game. It's literally called gelt. We need a dreidel to actually play dreidel, and there needs to be people that play it. So, here are the game. So, there are 2 rules. 1, be the last man standing will eliminate all the other players that have no gelt. And number 2, everyone starts with the same amount and equal number of gelt. The only thing you gotta do is you gotta spin this dreidel, see what it has, what the outcome is, follow the rules to it, and then see what happens. So the 4 possible outcomes is none means that nothing happens. Shin means you have to give up 1 penny or add a piece to the pot. Hey means you have to take half of the pot, but it has to be rounded down. And gimel, that means you have to take the entire pot. So, the video below this one actually is a demonstration of how the game is played, but you realize that something is a little bit off. Even though the rules and the 4 symbols do make sense, there is something. So what we found out is the dreidel isn't the problem. It's the game rules that are the problem. The thing is, since there are 4 options, and there's a 25% chance to land at least one of them, there's a problem. Let's say there are 4 people playing. We're gonna have A, B, C, and D. And each of them have 8 gelt in their hands, each. The thing is, we're gonna say we're gonna put 16 gelt in the pot. The thing is, there's a chance that you would roll or spin on hay or gimel than shin. So that means there is a much bigger chance that you can take something out of the pot rather than having to add a piece to the pot. So, if player A either rolls gimel or hay, they get the whole 16 or they take half, 8. The thing is, assume that there's 8 left in the pot and it goes to B. Now B, if they have a hay or if they have a gimel, if it's hay, they have 4. But if it's gimel, they have 8. Now the pot is empty, so they have to put in 2 gelts in. Now the pot has, for example, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 again. But this time, C rolls shin. They have to put 1 and add it into the pot, which makes 9. And D hits none. None means that nothing happens. that means, yeah, literally nothing happens. After each round of it actually happening, they have to insert 2 more gelt each. So now this becomes 17. 8 plus 9 is 17. So there's a really good chance that the person that goes first and spins the dreidel first is going to get more gelt than the people in the last part. So A has a better chance than B, B has a better chance than C, C has a better chance than D, D is the least amount likely going to win the game. Basically what's happening is there is a greater chance that hay or gimel is going to be spun, and the player is going to get something from the pot than having to add a piece to the pot. The reason why that the people who go first are more lucky is because there are more in the pot. The people that go last are unlucky because there's less in the pot. So that explains why dreidels are unfair. A mathematician named Robert Feinerman actually came up with this idea, and he also came up with a formula to expect what you will spin or roll next when you spin a dreidel. It matters on how many people there are, how much is in the gelt, or how much gelt is in the pot, and what's remaining left over. So, if every time shin is rolled, and the thing is, the more lucky people are in the front that go first, shin means to add a piece to the pot, but some suggest that shin should be add 3 pieces to the pot. That would make things a bit more fair, but many people dislike the idea because it would break the Jewish tradition. And when the reason why they use dreidels, or they play it in Hanukkah season, the 8 days, is because the 4 options are supposed to represent the 4 stories or the 4 books or parts of the Torah. And that explains how mathematically that dreidels are unfair. I hope this video has helped you understand this lesson. Thank you for watching Top Opinion Lines Math Industry. Like and subscribe.